Hey everyone from YouTube and Seibertron.com. Just thought I'd make a quick little video here showing how to fix the problem with Energon / BotCon Scorponok's arms. This is a different problem than those of you who got the new BotCon Scorponok toy. On the back of this figure, this piece was flipped around and on the other side, so the thicker part was on the top and the bottom, or the thinner part was on the bottom. You just need to pop out the screws, pull off the piece, pop it off, and flip them, and they should look like this when you're done. So the thicker part's on the bottom, the grooves or the detailing here is on the side, and then you've got the thinner side is on the top. So the slopes downward. Okay. The problem I actually want to talk about is not that. It is this problem, which you will encounter with Scorponoks from time to time, and often one that has been working just fine will all of a sudden just get stuck. I can put the arm back into position, but when I try to transform it, it gets stuck at this spot. I assure you, if I try to force this down any further, this piece is going to split right through here, just like it's done on 3 or 4 other ones that I've gotten, that I've from various collections that I get for the Cybertron.com store. I had never experienced it really on any of mine, but then I was a little cocky, and one that I got from a collection I'd bought, I was taking photographs of it to list it on eBay, and sure enough, it splits right there. So I'd heard of the problem, never experienced it firsthand. I'll show you what that looks like. And this is what happens. You end up with a broken arm. Part of the piece actually usually just splits right in half, but this one actually split 3 different ways. And I don't know whatever happened to that other piece, but it doesn't matter since it's broken and it's garbage now. So that's what happens. And then you end up with a arm like this. If you never move the piece from this position, which you don't need to do when you're going from robot mode to Scorponok or construction vehicle mode, if you never turn it into the spaceship and always leave the arms like this, or in the transform position, which is like this, you don't really need to worry about it. But as soon as you don't fix it and you go to transform it one time and you accidentally move it like this and you go too far, it's going to snap. So I advise everyone who has a Scorponok to do this so that you can prevent this from happening to your Scorponok. Okay, so without further ado, here are all that you need to do this. I have some sandpaper, a screwdriver, obviously to take out the screws. You could use your power drill if you want, but some of these screws are actually pretty tight in there. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, but you may need to use your power drill. I actually have the drill out here so that we're going to drill the hole to make it pretty smooth inside there, maybe make it just a little bigger than it is from the factory. I'm using a 3/16 drill bit. It's already inserted. And we got some lubie from Ace Hardware that's plastic safe, like WD-40. I have no idea what WD-40 would actually do to plastic, but supposedly lubie is safe for plastic. And then we have a Q-tip that we're going to use to make sure that we clean out any of the shavings from the drill bit there. So not a lot of, and I can't remember if I mentioned the sandpaper I got from Hobby Lobby. That's awesome for taking out scratches in your transformers. We're going to sand down one of the pegs that the screw drills into as well, just to make sure that everything's as good as it can be. I fixed my original Energon Scorponok already, so he's good to go. I want to demonstrate what it looks like. So you see how it moves now pretty freely. There's basically 3 click spots, and I think I took care of it. So fingers crossed, hopefully I'll never have problems with my Scorponok ever again. I think this fix takes care of whatever problem there is from the factory with these guys. And all of them have it. All of them. I don't know that the BotCon ones, they don't have this gold plastic. It's not GPS. It's a different issue. It's just a real thin piece of plastic you see here. And that is where the problem is. There's just too much pressure that gets put on it, and it just breaks. Nothing to do with GPS, which is gold plastic syndrome for those of you who don't know. Unrelated issue. The first Scorponok I had that had this problem was the Takara Superlink Mega Zarak, which is his Japanese name. And I was very excited to finally have an excuse to do his gallery. I've had him for 2 or 3 years now. And got him not long after I did Double Punch his gallery, but it seemed silly at the time to transform them all again. I usually like to just transform them once to save time and reduce the amount of wear that these guys get from me. But now that we got the BotCon Scorponok, I had a good excuse to finally do the Superlink Mega Zarak toy. So anyways, first time I transform him into space shuttle mode, arm gets stuck. I'm not even thinking about it. I put just a slight bit of pressure and it cracks. Fortunately, if you have the same problem and you have an extra 5 or 6 Energon Scorponoks sitting around like I do, it's the identical color piece here you'll see, which is odd because there's, other than the green plastic, there's not much else that's the same color in these guys. So it's very fortunate that's an identical piece. I just took another one that was broken on the other side and swapped pieces, and you would never know that this guy was broken the other night. So I finally got to experience it firsthand with one of my toys. Easy fix. Sucks that I've got a pile of Scorponoks with broken arms now, but I keep getting them broken in different collections I buy, so I just keep switching left and right arms and just have kind of a running fix going. So I did it on my Scorponok. I am going to take this guy apart too again and do a few additional things that I did to my Energon Scorponok after I encountered this problem. So let's start with Dark Scorponok from Cybertron. All you're going to do is just take out the screws. They're, I believe, the identical screws, so I don't think you need to worry about which, if it's a top or bottom screw. The screws are a little odd. They're smooth at the very end, so like you get to this point and they stop coming out. So all you need to do at this point is you're gonna, just like that. This one was really easy. Sometimes you have to just apply some pressure. I can even get it back in there. You just have to apply some pressure, and then when it gets to the point where the screws are preventing it from popping off all the way, you just got to keep a thumb there with pressure going this direction, and then you keep unscrewing it and the screws will pop out. This one, not a problem. So now you're going to take the arm off, put that aside. I'm going to get this out of the way. And then you can see already there's some tight pressure here. So I'm going to wiggle this out. There we go. And this piece right here is the part that we're going to be most worried with. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it down. I've got some various different grits. This package I got at Hobby Lobby's got 3200 all the way up to 12,000. It's wonderful for buffing out scratches on a Transformer toy, or I assume any toy for that matter. And because I've already done this a few times, I know I just need to get right to the nitty-gritty and use the 3200. So we're going to just sand it down a little bit. Not a lot. I don't want to wear it down too much that it's loose in there, so I still want it to retain some of the pressure. We're just going to smooth it out a little bit. One thing I've learned from trying to fix Transformers is it's always easier to take it one step further than it is to go too many steps and not be able to undo what you did. So if you sanded this down too much, there's no fixing it. You're just SOL. So you sand off a little bit. Okay, and we're going to take the drill, again with the 3/16 drill bit in it, and I'm just going to see how it already fits. It fits pretty good in there already, but it's still, even this drill bit's kind of gets stuck in there, so I just want to smooth it out a little bit. Before we do that, we're going to move his tail, whatever you want to call that, just to get out of the way. So here we go. You should see yep, there's a few little pieces in there. And now the drill bit goes through even smoother, as it should. I mean, to those of you who fix transformers a lot, this is probably not anything special, but you probably already know how to fix Scorponok on your own anyways. So this is for people who are new maybe to fixing a transformer. So okay, so that's good to go. I'm going to take the Q-tip and get these shavings out of the way now. Just twist it in there, it'll be good to go. Pull it back out, double check that the hole is now clear of any debris. You know what, let's just slide it all the way through. Okay, now we're good to go there. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside so that we know that that's the left-handed side. Again, the screws are all the same. We're going to pop this one off now. And this one again is coming off very easily. That's awesome. Put that aside. So just to show you, so on the BotCon Scorponok, this piece was from here, but it was on this side and flipped around. So you just need, so see how the bigger part was up on top, the thinner part was on the bottom. So you just got to flip them around. No big deal. Easy fix. And if you're afraid of fixing transformers, it's just part of the nature of the beast. You gotta, if you're gonna collect something, you gotta maintain your collection and take care of it. So fixing toys is just part of having a large collection. Slide this off, and again, see how much you can hear it. It's got so much pressure on it. Make sure you're putting pressure down here at the base so that, I'm afraid if you're moving it here, maybe you're going to wiggle it around and maybe that could snap off in there. I have no idea. But just make sure you're down by where the base of this peg is when you're twisting it off. So it should be good to go. So here we'll do this first, drill this one out. And this one feels smoother than the other one did, but okay, we'll clean out the hole, get all the debris out, and it looks like it's good to go. One more time just to be safe. Oh, there's a little bit more in there. Alright, that's good. Just gonna spray it out just to be on the safe side. Another useful tool for transformers. Highly recommended. Okay. So, what I discovered this time around with my Energon Scorponok versus the Superlink one was, if you notice these pieces here, this edge is a little shorter than this edge is. So I wondered when I was putting it back together if that creates additional pressure when you're transforming it. So this is the way that it was attached originally. And you'll see right there, there's pressure. So it's got it, something's bending just to make room. And I'm assuming it's the peg is probably shifting over here with the plastic. Plastic is made to do that, but some plastics more than others. So there's additional pressure. Well, when I switch it to the other side, which I really don't care if it's on the wrong side or not, you lose that pressure there. It's just, there's no rubbing. It very briefly touches for just a brief second there, but it doesn't seem to be pushing anything. There doesn't seem to be any pressure on this piece. So that's where we're going to leave it. We're going to switch them around. When he's got these smokestacks in there, you'll never know that they're swapped around, and I don't think anyone would ever care. So mine are going to end up with the wrong side. I recommend you do the same. It's better that than having a broken Scorponok. So with this piece, we're going to sand this one down now. Whoops. Make sure you're doing the peg that's where it's got the more mech pieces or detailing going on here. I'm going to wipe this one down. Yeah, you notice how much easier that it's not squeaking like it was. This one must be sanded down even more. Alright, so now we're going to put, so this one was here. I'm now switching it to this side. It's good to go. If you want, you could spray maybe a little lube inside here beforehand. I'm not going to do it here in my gallery setup. I want to deal with an oil type thing on this vinyl, but my hands are actually pretty covered in it because I've been using this stuff a lot lately on these guys to try and fix them. So I think he'll be alright, but I would recommend probably putting a little bit on there. I've got it on my fingers. So it should be alright. Okay, now make sure you get the arms on the right side. The painted side faces you. There you go. I'm just going to do one arm at a time. So what I say, the thicker part on the bottom slopes down, detailing on the outside. Make sure you line up the holes. Should kind of like snap together a little bit. Get your screws. Let's start with the bottom one first. I apologize that the video is not focusing on what I'm working on. Okay, that screw's in there good. Where'd the other screw go? I guess this is why I should have. There it is. Put the screws in a pile. Again, you want to make sure that the holes line up. I guess before you tighten the one screw, you want to have both screws in. When I tightened up the other one, it kind of made it off alignment, so there we go. Now I get both screws in, screw them in. Don't tighten them too much. I don't know if that has anything to do with the braking, but just snug fit's good, kind of like finger tight. Then you'll see that's good to go. Much better. Okay, now we'll do the other arm. Pop the screws in, make sure it's aligned properly. Whoa, screws popping out. Nice. There we go. Everything's aligned properly, I believe, so now we'll tighten the screws up. That's that. And it's good to go. Little pressure is fine. Too much pressure, that piece will break. So there you have it. Video took a little longer. I apologize. I don't do a lot of these YouTube videos, but I noticed there doesn't seem to be one on YouTube about how to fix this guy, so should take about maybe 15, 20 minutes at most to do him. Probably 15. But that's that. Just to show people I'm serious about this, let's just knock him out real quick. Do this one because he's the one that people are probably most concerned with at the moment. Let's see, he doesn't have the pressure that the other ones have, so it could have something to do with the original 3 uses of this mold, because Double Punch and Scorponok, I just do not get the same pressure that the other 2 have. So I'm going to take one apart. Hey, welcome to part 2. Apparently the video cut off. I must have been going on too long. So I'm going to show real quick on BotCon Scorponok, since this is the one that people are probably currently most concerned with. If you still transform your Energon Scorponoks, you probably have encountered this, so maybe you've already fixed it, maybe you've already broken it. But since this is the new guy in the black, we'll just show you real quick. I've already unscrewed the one arm. You'll see the piece does not seem to have the same problem that the first 3 uses of this mold had. I think Double Punch is the same way, where doesn't seem like there's a lot of pressure. Maybe they reduce the size by 1/10 of a millimeter or something right from the factory, because it slides out. It doesn't squeak like the other one does. It does, however, have, if you look closely, it does seem to have like a little slight stress mark there. I've noticed that on a few others, so I wouldn't blame it on it being the BotCon one. It just seems to be an issue for some reason. So I'm going to swap these pieces, even though I don't think I need to drill anything out or anything, just to eliminate. Now that's interesting. And here they've already got this piece swapped, or maybe I did it already and I didn't realize it. So I guess there's nothing for me to do. Maybe that's why there's no pressure feeling like the other one does. I don't know. Maybe on some of these, I'm not sure which way is the right way now. Because on some of them, it's... Maybe that is what the problem is maybe from the factory, some of them have it assembled incorrectly. This one I haven't touched. I have not messed around with him yet, and he has the... Now this one's got it the way I haven't messed around with him from the factory. With the problem side, where I think this is the issue, where the part that should be flushed up against here is on the opposite side. So I may have accidentally did that without realizing it when I fixed him, or maybe right from the factory they addressed that issue and had them swapped. So that would be kudos to somebody for catching that. And maybe that is how it's supposed to be from the factory. I have a couple other Scorponoks over here. I'm just checking them real quick. I know, the other Scorponoks that I have over there have them like this, so I'll have to pay more attention to that and see what's going on. Well, so I don't need to fix anything with him. Let's put them right back together. Pop in the screws. Oh no, see, he's got the other different type of screw. It's not smooth at the end like it is on the others, so that's why he seems to be easier to fix. Oops. And there you go. Piece of cake to swap out. So I guess the second half of the video isn't really going to show you anything new because I didn't realize that it was already fixed on the front. Yeah, he feels just fine. Now he has the issue that I think is part of the problem, so we're gonna do him real quick. Extended video. Again, just to show you his arms, I don't think he has the problem. It could be the pink plastic versus the green. Remember, do not ever use excessive force in these arms. Okay, so we're going to swap that piece just to be on the safe side. Since half of these have it one way and the other the other. You must have the other screws because I feel it skipping at the end there. The other screws being the ones with the flat end. They're more like a pin. Let's find out. Nope. Come on. There we go. Got the screws together, that side. Again, this, you just feel the difference of the pressure. It's just not the same. Now, it looks like the original Scorponoks have kind of a rough edge. This one has it too. For some reason, it's a little smoother. If you look really closely, you can see like little tiny lines that are going in it to give kind of a textured feel to it. It's not a smooth pipe or peg or whatever you want to call this. So, all right, but we are going to swap these around. Pink piece off, arm off. We're going to swap this piece around. So again, you can see right there where that pressure happens. I don't know why some of these are like that and the other ones are not. Now that one's a little tight, so we're going to drill it. Yeah. Left hole on this one is tighter. Wipe off the extra shavings, pull the Q-tip through again. And just to be on the safe side. That's it. Time for reassembly. So what I don't understand with this is how much better it would be if somehow they'd figure out a way to put the pegs on this side and not on this one where it seems like it's just too thin of a piece of plastic. But alright, so we're going to put this shorter edge against the black plastic. Slopes downward, right? Thicker at the bottom. Again, the screws don't matter, top or bottom. Screw it in until it's a little snug, but not too tight. That's it. And because I love doing stuff like this, let's fix the black paint problem real quick. Courtesy of a Sharpie marker. If it comes off, I know Sharpies aren't totally permanent on plastic, but works pretty well. If it comes off, you can just use your Sharpie marker again. There you go. So that's that. I think I fixed them all. Fantastic. Maybe I'll take a look at Superlink Scorponok after the video here, but I think they're all good to go. So that's how you do it. Sorry for the length of the videos. Hopefully you found it useful and informative, and please visit Seibertron.com for all your latest Transformers news, information, entertainment, and join our community. We hope to see you there. Take care and have a great day. Just a quick addendum to the debate about whether or not these the piece that breaks is which side they're actually on from the factory. This one is showing it the correct way, so I'm not sure how that happened on a few of them, but maybe those are the ones that break and maybe the other ones are not. To those of you who have Scorponok, I'd be curious to hear which way it was from the factory, or which way it was before you did the fix. Maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe I somehow swapped them and didn't even realize it when I was doing something else with the toy. So, but there it is already showing that it's correct with the longer slope right there on the outside and not on the inside. So, curious to hear what you guys have on your Scorponok. So, again, thanks for listening and watching this video. If you've got some other advice on how people can fix this, be curious to hear what suggestions you have. So, see you on Cybertron.com and take care.